What's up guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm Greg from Masterson's Car Care, and today we're back in the shop with our Honda CB1000R Hyper Naked bike. Now this is our project bike. We're doing a lot of detailing and cleaning up on the bike. We did a full detail on it, plus we installed some clear bra, and we've done a lot of accessories like radiator guard and some frame sliders. But today we're gonna change out this exhaust. Now I love riding motorcycles, but new motorcycles are just too quiet. You need to get some loud pipe on there so you can seriously hear the engine roar. I mean, do you see this right here? That's actually the engine from a CBR 1000RR Fireblade. So that means that this is a race-winning motorcycle engine inside of this cafe racer bike. It's one of the reasons I really love motorcycles. So I wanted to get a nice exhaust to replace this huge exhaust on here. So I went ahead and picked up an SC Project exhaust. You see me pick up this box? This box is actually super light. Why? Because this exhaust right here is made out of titanium. Now I love motorcycles. There's a lot of different exhaust companies on the market, but I wanted to get one of the coolest exhausts that I could find. So I went with SC Project. Now if you watch motorcycle racing like MotoGP, SC Project makes the most insane exhaust for all of the super bikes. I mean, they got the coolest exhaust with the highest technology, carbon fiber, titanium, and this lightweight exhaust is gonna pull off a lot of weight off the bike, and it feels light in the box. So we're gonna open this up in a few moments and show you guys what it's all about. But let's go ahead and take a look at this stock exhaust. The stock exhaust looks great on this bike. Honda did a great job designing this exhaust to fit the cafe racer look, but on this exhaust, it's so big and it actually keeps the sound down. Take a listen. You see how it's very, very quiet? Almost the motor is louder than the exhaust. We want to hear that nice exhaust sound. So we're going to put this world champion exhaust on this Honda. So let's go ahead and open up this SC Project box and let's see what's inside. So I've opened up the SC Project race exhaust and check out what we're going to install on this Honda CB1000R. This is the SC Project SCR racing exhaust. Now SC Project makes a lot of different exhausts. If you follow motorcycle racing or cool motorcycle stuff, you might know about the SC Project exhaust with the cool can. Check this picture out. This is the classic SC Project exhaust, but SC Project does a lot of different technology, and this is their Road Advanced series, also incorporated into racing as well. So I've seen a lot of race bikes actually have this exhaust as well. And I wanted to get this exhaust because it's very similar in look to the stock exhaust. As you can see, I'll put it right under. Looks very close, and it still gives the same type of feel about this motorcycle. Now, if you guys don't know why I bought this motorcycle, I bought this motorcycle because it looks exactly like the concept that this motorcycle was based on just a few years back, the Neo Sports Cafe concept. I'll post a picture of it right here. That's actually the concept. It really looks exactly like this bike. And the concept bike had an exhaust very similar to this one with a carbon tip and a titanium body. So we're gonna go ahead and install this on here as well. So we got this exhaust. I really love this because of the matte carbon. Oh man, that just looks fantastic. And the SC Project exhaust, it weighs so much lighter than the stock exhaust. A little bit later in this video, we're gonna weigh this exhaust compared to that exhaust and see how much weight savings we got on the bike. And then we got the link pipe right here that's gonna install the muffler to the bike as well. We're gonna keep the stock catalytic converter and we're gonna see how it sounds. We can always go and upgrade to a titanium header in the future. I really love the carbon fiber on this. It's real carbon fiber. I'll show you the backside. This is SC Project, man. This exhaust is actually handmade in Italy, and we had to wait several weeks for it to be made in Italy and shipped to the USA. Pretty cool. And then we also got some bag of clamps and spacers right here. And they also threw in some cool stickers. And then shout out to Motivation, where we actually picked up this exhaust from Motivation USA. They threw in a keychain. They also threw in some cool stickers as well. And this really did come from Motivation USA. I got the receipt right here. So we'll show you guys right here that this receipt is actually for the exhaust. You can see right there, we paid it with our own money. So this is not a sponsored video. I really picked up this exhaust because I really love how it sounds and I really just love the way it looks. So let's get going. Let's take off the stock exhaust and let's get going with this cool SC Project race exhaust. So let's get started on this exhaust removal. Now we're gonna pull off the stock exhaust, and this is a real simple job. Honda made it real easy for us. It's just 3 nuts, 1 bolt, and 2 nuts right down here at the bottom. So all we gotta do is undo these 2 on the clamp, and this 1 here at the top, and the whole exhaust is gonna slip out. Now when you're removing exhaust from a motorcycle, I really don't like to put it on the ground because it can get scratched and damaged and dented. This exhaust we're actually gonna wrap up and we're gonna put in storage just in case the bike ever has to go back to stock. We wanna keep our original parts in great condition. So I have one of our blue blazing extra fluffy microfiber towels right here on the ground. And I'm actually gonna put it right here so when I take off this heavy exhaust, I can just slip it off and put it right here. A moving blanket also works great, but man, this soft microfiber, it's gonna keep the parts looking good. So let's get this started. To get this done today, all I'm gonna use is a 3/8 ratchet, an extension, and then a 12mm deep socket. Basic hand tools you can pick up at any store. So I'm gonna go right on the bottom and I'm gonna loosen up these clamps, this clamp right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen these up first, and then it should just slip right off when I'm done. So here we go. This is pretty loose right there. That should be good to go. Now I'm actually gonna go ahead and loosen the top one right here. There we go. There's actually a little nut behind this, so I didn't need to loosen it with another wrench, but I'm just holding it on the back side with my finger and it's gonna come out. Make sure to not drop your stock hardware. We may need some of it when we do the reinstall. So here we go, we got the nut and the washer, and I like to take the nut and the washer and put it back together just in case I don't lose it, and I'm gonna set this aside. There we go. So now that we got this set up, I'm gonna go ahead and try to loosen the exhaust first. And it's good just to wiggle the exhaust. There we go. Ooh, now that, whew, that's heavy, guys. I don't know if you can see how big this thing is, but it weighs a lot. We're actually gonna put this down right on this towel right here. Still able to pick it up with one hand, but geez, that's heavy. Okay, there we go. Now, we're gonna go ahead and weigh this out, but I wanna start this exhaust one time without the muffler on so we can see what it sounds like. So let's start it up one time. Ooh, that sounds mean. It sounds crazy, but I know the SC Project exhaust is gonna sound better. And I noticed this little spacer actually fell out of here, so we don't wanna go ahead and rev it up too much and lose a lot of our parts. So I'm gonna add this with the stock part. We might actually need this when we install the new exhaust. I don't know what we need yet. We're gonna read the instructions and then let's go ahead and put the aftermarket exhaust on. But first, let's weigh these exhausts. Let's see what the weight of these exhausts are in just a moment. So let's weigh these exhausts before we put them on so we know the difference and see how much actually weight we're pulling off the bike. One thing about adding an exhaust to a motorcycle, it's not just about sound, it's actually about weight savings. You remove a lot of weight off the motorcycle, and more weight off the motorcycle means everything better. Better handling, better speed, better acceleration, better MPG. It's plus, plus, plus. So let's weigh the stock one and then we'll weigh the SC Project one. So we got a scale right here. Let's take this big old mean exhaust right here. Let's put this right on here. Here we go. We're at 9.4 pounds right there on the exhaust. We're going real close, guys. 9.4, actually 9.5. We'll move it around. I'm gonna go with 9.5 pounds on that exhaust right there. Okay, so let's take this, we'll put this aside. So now we're gonna weigh the SC Project exhaust. Let's just put the muffler on this first, see how much that weighs. 4.3 pounds. Wow, that's already half the weight of the exhaust. Let's add this link pipe. There we go. 4.8. And if we really want to be you know, a little crazy about it, we can add the little clamp, because that one had the clamp. So let's put the clamp on there. 5.1 pounds. Let's call it 5 pounds. That's a savings of like 4.5 pounds. That's just crazy, guys. I mean, could you imagine taking that much weight off the motorcycle with just that difference right there? Look how much smaller of a package you're putting on there. That's a lot of stainless steel, but this right here, titanium and carbon fiber. So let's get throwing this exhaust on here and let's finish this job. So now we got the stock exhaust off. We actually heard how crazy it sounds without the exhaust. Let's go ahead and put this SC Project race exhaust on. So the first step is we're gonna take the link pipe right here, and there was a secondary clamp that you have to put right here. This goes on to the stock catalytic converter. This pipe right here is very close to this nut, I've noticed, and you might want to have to take this nut or this bolt off, but I was actually able to just slip it right in and it's in there perfectly. So I recommend don't take that off. Just go ahead and just slip it right in. It'll slip in perfectly. So the way you put on exhaust on cars, on motorcycles, any type of vehicle, they're usually multiple pieces. This is way easier than a car. I've done cars, and cars are way hard. You have to like leave everything loose till the last minute, and it's the same thing with the bike as well. So we're gonna put this together, leave everything loose, and then tighten it up so it gets the exact right fit. So let's take our link pipe and we're gonna slip it on. This exhaust doesn't use any like paste or anything like that. And you know, when you're putting motorcycle exhaust on, sometimes the fitment is very tight and you kind of got to finagle it on. So I'm going to finagle this one on. There we go. It literally is like tight, like a glove tight. Ooh, okay. There we go. And if you notice, guys, I'm not hitting anything. When you're doing this type of job, you don't need to hit anything. Just be gentle and work it on, because we're gonna have to like turn this and fit it up so that everything lines up together. Okay, so that's on. Now let's go ahead and put on the muffler piece. Now check out this muffler piece on the inlet, man. The machining on this is just crazy. It's like the titanium on this is just insane. It looks so good, 100% made in Italy. So it's just a crazy high quality item. So let's go ahead and just slip it on, and it just slips into this piece right here. And I actually test fitted it earlier, and to be honest, it's a very, very, very close fit. And I really don't want to hit it against anything or scratch it. There we go, boom. It just slipped in. Like, that was like crazy. Okay, so I read the exhaust instructions, which were in Italian, and it said that you need to take this bolt and put it through this little spacer. This spacer came with the kit, and then it's gonna use the stock spacer that's inside here, and then this new nut is gonna go on the back side, okay? But right now, these holes are not lining up at all. So I need to kind of turn this thing. I think maybe it needs to go this way. Yeah, it's looking better. There we go. Okay. You have to kind of just slightly adjust things until it just barely fits on. There we go. It looks like all the holes are now lined up, but I'm noticing there's a problem, is that I can't get that bolt in. I can't get that bolt in. So maybe I could put this here, or let me try and figure this out for a moment. So after about 10 minutes of just moving around the muffler and the link pipe, I actually got it all lined up. The trick was getting the two spring clips on the bottom lined up, and we're gonna put the spring on at the very end. So now, after I got the muffler and the link pipe lined up, all of the holes for the hardware just started lining up much easier. So let's go ahead and start putting that together. Now that I have this lined up, I can put this little spacer right here, and the spacer just fits just right. And then this other bolt will just slide right in. That bolt wasn't going in before. it just wasn't lining up. So now everything looks like it's lining up. I'm actually gonna take this nut for the back side. This is a 1/2 inch nut. We're gonna use a 1/2 inch combination wrench, and I'm actually just going on the back side and spin this on. There we go. Now you want to keep it loose. You see how this is all loose? We need this loose so we can make sure that everything on here is lined up. So I'm just gonna stick my head under here and check everything. Okay, everything looks like it's totally in line and it's looking good. So now I'm gonna make sure that everything is seated, that the connection is seated. It looks like it's as seated as it's gonna get. There we go. Looks very seated. So now let's go ahead and first tighten up the link pipe at the bottom. The OEM link pipe was a 12 millimeter. It changed to a 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten this up on here. And we're using basic hand tools here. No heavy impact or air ratchet, nothing. We're just trying to get this all lined up so it looks good. I'm actually going to set this up so that the bolt for this is actually hidden really good. So check this out. As you can see, I'm moving it all the way to the back. There we go. Good installs like this, super important to get the best appearance, man. There we go. We've got it kind of tightened up right there, and now I'm going to go ahead and set up the muffler, and we're going to tighten up the muffler. And for the muffler, it's going to be a 6 millimeter on the front, and it's going to be a 1/2 inch on the back. There we go. It actually goes down snug. There we go. Just looks perfect and it fits so nice. So now that I got that, let's go ahead and finish tightening up the final connection down here at the link pipe and the cat. So we got the muffler and the whole exhaust all installed. It looks fantastic. We're gonna show you guys what it looks right at the end of this video. There's one last step, actually 2 more steps we need to do. We need to clean this, but we got to get the spring installed. Now, this is the part that a lot of people struggle with, is installing this little spring. Look, it's even stuck down here. Installing this little tiny spring. This spring is actually all that holds this muffler to this link pipe, and it actually connects just right here. Now, there's a special tool that you use to install. I'll post a picture of it right now, that little special tool, but I don't want to spend more money on tools that I'm only going to use like once for this thing. And I've been riding a long time, so I know all the tricks of the trade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to install this using a zip tie. So what we're going to do is just take a zip tie. I got one right here. And you're going to put this on the spring just like that. And then take a screwdriver. I'm going to use this big old one right here. And I'm going to put it in just like this so I get some more leverage. And then what all you do is put your foot. I'm going to put my foot right here on the tire to get some leverage on that, and then just pull it on like that. There we go. You see that? Boom! That's so easy. Boom. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a knife right now, and I'm going to chop this zip tie off with some scissors. There we go. Cut that off, and then boom! Look how easy that was. And it's installed properly. It's on there, and then after you install it, you just got to go ahead and just give it a good. Just go ahead and give it a good tap with the back of the screwdriver, and that's just to make sure that it's seated on there, because that screw or that spring is really what's going to be holding it together. So now we're on the last part of this install, and that's cleaning up this exhaust. Now I actually called up SC Project USA, which are the distributors for the SC Project exhaust. Remember, this is made in Italy and then imported into the United States. And I was talking to them about installing this, because when you install a titanium exhaust or any titanium exhaust components like a header, you need to wipe it down. As you can see, guys, on here on the camera, there's all of these fingerprints on this muffler. And so we're gonna go ahead and clean that off using some alcohol. And the way we're gonna do that is using some glass cleaner. Now I talked to the guys over at Motivation, which are the distributors for SC Project, and that's where we picked up this exhaust. And they said that we could use alcohol, or you can also use glass cleaner. So I'm gonna use our Masterson's glass cleaner, and I'm gonna spray this all down and clean this up. Now the reason they tell you to use alcohol and wipe this down real good is because we want you to remove all of the fingerprints and oils from the exhaust, because this exhaust is gonna get like super hot. There's gonna be like fire coming out of that. So you need to wipe down all of the surfaces with the glass cleaner. Don't worry about it getting on the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it down at the end, but you wanna just really give it a super good wipe down. I mean, I'm gonna spray it twice to wipe this down. And that way we can actually get a perfect look on this pipe. So now we got the exhaust all wiped down with the glass cleaner, and it simply looks fantastic. We took off all the fingerprints and the oils from working on the exhaust. Remember, we were taking it off, we were touching tools. Those tools have oil on them, and all those body oils and tool oil got on the exhaust. And we have to take that off with alcohol some way, and we use the glass cleaner because the glass cleaner is safe on all of the wheels and the carbon fiber, everything. If I was just using regular alcohol, I'd have to be really careful not to get it on the other parts, but this way I could clean it quick, soak it, and wipe it down. Took off all the fingerprints, and you got to take off those fingerprints because all those oil fingerprints, once the exhaust gets hot, will actually permanently stain the titanium. And this is a titanium exhaust. It's super expensive. It's an investment on making this bike look amazing and have great performance. So now that it looks great, let's go ahead and take it outside and show you guys the sound difference between the stock exhaust and the aftermarket exhaust. Let's go. Wow, check out the difference between the SC Project exhaust and the stock exhaust. The stock exhaust was very muted, and you really heard the engine more than the actual exhaust tone. And now that we put on this titanium SC Project slip-on, wow, the engine's brought to life. It has that nice racy tone that I really wanted to hear from this motorcycle. Now the cool thing about this slip-on is that we put the slip-on on and we enjoy the sound, and if we want that more extreme sound and that real race tone, we can also add a titanium or a stainless steel muffler to this exhaust. So it's a great way to expand your bike and keep the performance going on and grow with your motorcycle. Now let's show some pictures. Here's the before with the stock muffler. The stock muffler, it looks big. It's a great design from Honda. It really does fit the setup of the bike. But like I was telling you about this motorcycle at the beginning of the video, this motorcycle is actually based on a concept called the Neo Sports Cafe concept bike that Honda made for a special motorcycle show in Asia. Now, this motorcycle exhaust really looks exactly like the concept exhaust, and now we'll show the afters with the SC Project. It looks fantastic. It really shows off that single-sided swing arm, which is a big design factor on this motorcycle, and the titanium setup looks great. They also make this exhaust in a full carbon system where the whole muffler can is actually a carbon can and a carbon tip, but I wanted it to look exactly like the concept from all the pictures when it came out in the motor show, and this one really does set it off. So thanks a lot for viewing, guys. Let's actually go check out some more info from our bike, and if you want to check out our more videos on this motorcycle, go ahead and hop over to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button, and make sure that you check out all the other videos we have on our detailing products and also this amazing motorcycle. And I want to shout out to a big thank you to Motivation and SC Project for giving us the information on helping us pick out the exhaust, and hopefully if you guys want to see us us install a crazy titanium race header or a stainless steel header, comment on the video below and maybe SC Project can see this video and send us an awesome titanium header for this cool motorcycle. Now, thanks a lot for viewing, guys. Hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click that subscribe button. Check out all the other videos we have right here on our channel. I'm gonna go ride this motorcycle, enjoy this amazing machine. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy your riding if you guys ride motorcycles. And if you haven't, pick one up because you're gonna enjoy the best time of your life. Now, I'm Greg from Masterson's Car Care. We'll see you next time. And always remember, have fun, stay clean, and keep on detailing.